You weren't born to spend 8 hours of your day every day for the majority of your life doing something you hate. This is something I firmly believe. It doesn't matter what you do. All that matters is that you enjoy doing it and that it's beneficial to you and others. Whether you want to be an entrepreneur and have a one-person business, or whether you want to work a job, it doesn't matter so long as that thing that you choose to do fills you with fulfillment and meaning and you enjoy it. Now, I don't think everybody on the planet should be an entrepreneur. Now, I think everybody can be, but that doesn't mean that they should be. But for people who love taking on responsibility, who want to set and achieve big goals and to have an untamable ambition, entrepreneurship is the only logical path. And that's because of the concept of becoming all you could be. You see, in the way I view life, that is the meaning of life. And if you want to live a fulfilled life on any scale, you need to adopt that as at least a part of the way you view the meaning of life. Because as a human, you're always going to be setting goals, whether that is subconsciously, like right now, where your goal is to watch this video or to stop feeling hungry, or whether that is consciously, where your goal is to build a business or to hit a certain PR on squats. Humans are goal and progress orientated creatures. And since goals are things that we do not yet have, the process of achieving a goal involves improving as a person in certain areas of your life, which if you extrapolate that over a long enough time frame where you're setting a goal, improving, achieving that goal, and then repeating for the rest of your life, that is the constant pursuit of progress, whether you have made it conscious yet or not, and that constant pursuit of progress is the constant pursuit of becoming all you could be. But to maximize it and optimize that pursuit, it involves and requires two things: improvement and impact. After a certain point of achieving enough goals, if you are ambitious enough, the only way you can set and achieve a bigger goal is to gain full control of your time and the ability to make an impact at scale, which very, very, very few jobs give you the opportunity to do. Hence, entrepreneurship for the ambitious person is the logical next step. And if you're ambitious enough, it's only a matter of time before you come to this conclusion yourself and tread down this path. Now, you can choose whatever business model you want and build whatever business you want to build. There are hundreds out there, but there is no better entrepreneurial route than the one-person creator business. Now, that is not for no reason. There's a few reasons behind that. One of them is that it lets you build other businesses off the back of it. So if you want to start a supplement company, it is so much easier when you've got an audience and already have a creator business. If you want to start a clothing company, it's so much easier when you've already got an audience and already have a creator business. If you want to start an agency, it's so much easier when you've got an audience and already have a creator business. Because when you start with a one-person creator business, what you're doing is that you're building authority, social proof, respect, trust, and traffic. These 5 things are essential for making any business work. So if you try to launch another business after building a creator business, it is much, much easier to do. It also forces improvement in all areas of your life. Building a one-person creator business requires you to learn how to grab attention, hold attention, and deliver value to grow your audience. And it requires you to learn how to build offers, market, sell, build systems, write copy, things to grow your business. You're forced to build all the skills necessary to get attention and then monetize that attention, which is only going to benefit you in any other business you start and in every other area of life. Now, it also forces you to improve in whatever area of life you talk about in your content, whether it's business, fitness, self-improvement, or whatever. If you want to succeed with a one-person business, you have to know what you're talking about, and that forces you to then grow and improve so you can deliver more value in a better, simpler way. You cannot succeed in building a creator business if you don't improve as a person, because your brand and business is just a reflection of you. It's also monetizing your mind. A crucial thing to understand when building a one-person creator business is that your brand and business, like I said, is just a reflection of you. To grow, you have to build your knowledge, experience, and share that knowledge and experience in your content, and you share the exact step-by-step solutions to the problems you've solved in the form of a course or coaching, and voila, you have monetized your mind. Now, of course, there is a lot more to it than that, and the first thing to that is to realize that when you're starting out and you want to learn how to monetize your mind and build a one-person creator business, you have 2 paths you can choose from. The first path is to share what you know, and the second is to share what you learn. If, for example, you've already done something in life, maybe you have gotten jacked, or you've built a business, or you've overcome some problem in life, or done really well in your career, or you've become financially free, or you've done anything worth mentioning, you can follow route 1 and share what you know. Because if you have consciously set a goal before, you can be guaranteed that other people have set the same goal. And so if you have set the goal, say, to become financially free, and you've already achieved it, you're more than capable of sharing what you learned on your journey in your content and helping other people who currently have that goal and want to achieve that goal. So if you have not done anything in life worth mentioning, that's fine. Follow the second path. Set a damn goal that you want to achieve, and remember, because you want to achieve it, you can be guaranteed other people want to achieve it as well. So then you can do whatever it takes to achieve the goal. And when you do what you need to do, when you learn what you need to learn, and as you make progress, as you feel, as you improve, and eventually achieve that goal, you share what you learn in your content, helping those who are 1 or 2 steps behind you. With these 2 paths, you don't need to specifically choose one and limit yourself to it. That's not the point. You can, and honestly, you should do a combination of both these 2 paths. If you have already achieved something in life, share what you know, but also continue to share what you are learning as you chase your current goals. And if you're going down path 2 and sharing what you learn, if you know anything, you can still share it. So you don't need to limit yourself to one of these paths, and you should do both, but depending on where you are in life, one of these is going to be much more effective and relevant to you than the other. So having that understanding of what you're going to do is going to be massively beneficial with creating clarity on what to do and what to create. Now that's step 1. Understand the path that you're going to go down and what you're going to try and do. Step 2 then is to choose a platform. So yes, this is a step because with your 1-person business, you need to start somewhere. You need somewhere to create content on. Do not overthink this step. It doesn't really matter which platform you choose so long as you choose one. I would say, however, to choose the platform that you enjoy consuming the content on the most. That way you're likely going to enjoy creating that content the most, and you'll be much more likely to stick to it, and you'll also know what works. If you don't want to think about this, or if you're overthinking it and you want me to tell you which platform to start on, I'm going to say start on Twitter. That's where I started creating content on 4 years ago, and I recommend it because it is a writing-based platform. Writing is the base of all content on all social media platforms, from Instagram Reels scripts to Instagram posts to YouTube scripts to Twitter. If you get better at writing, writing is thinking. There's no difference between the two, and therefore you'll get better at thinking and you'll be able to make better content on all platforms. So if you want me to tell you where to start, that's where I would recommend, because creating content on Twitter will force you to improve at writing and gives you the best opportunity to do so, since that is all you're doing on Twitter. And then once you decide to start creating on another platform, you'll be at a massive advantage since you already have the base of all content, which is writing, nailed. And with that, I really wouldn't recommend creating content on multiple platforms at the start, because the first 10,000 followers is the hardest, and it will require a lot of time and effort. If you're on multiple platforms and you have 0 followers, you're really going to be diluting your efforts and slowing yourself down. Essentially, unless you have multiple tens of thousands of followers, you can post on multiple platforms at once, but you can only ever grow on one at a time because you don't have any leverage. So the effort you need to put in to grow until you have at least 10,000 followers is huge, and if you're trying to do it on multiple platforms, you're screwing yourself over. I, for example, didn't start on Instagram, my second platform, until I had around 50,000 followers on Twitter, and within 6 months of creating on Instagram, I grew to 100,000 followers. If I had have tried to grow on both platforms at the same time when I started, I can promise you I wouldn't have grown either the way I have. Step 3, optimize your profile. Now, optimizing your profile is important because the better your profile, the more optimized it is, the more people will click follow. But don't spend weeks worrying about what your bio says, because it will change over time and you will change it way more than you think. So don't panic and don't overthink it, just put something down. How this part of optimizing your profile looks will differ depending on the platform that you're on, but in general you need 3 things. The first is a good profile picture, second is a good bio, and then you need a good header. Good profile picture is simple. Just take a headshot of yourself in good lighting. Now, a few things here to do that right. The first one is to use either a softbox like I've got on me here, or if you don't have one, just stand in front of a window. Second is to use a professional camera if you have one. If not, the back camera in your phone is great. Third is to get someone to take the photo if you can. If not, just put your phone or camera on a timer and take it yourself. Simple, okay? There's no need to overcomplicate it or worry about it. Now, of course, feel free to use some creativity depending on the vibe you want to give across on your social media to play about with the photos that you take and take inspiration from creators with profile pictures that you like. The main thing is that you have a good photo of your face. That's pretty much all that matters. Now, with your bio, you really want to focus on telling a potential follower why they should follow you. To do that, you want to focus on 3 things. The first is what you help them do. 2, what you've done, or 3, what you're doing now, depending on the path you've chosen to take. So you could set up your bio to say something like, I talk about X. I went from A to B, where A would be the starting point, such as broke, and B would be the place you are now, such as financially free, or sharing what I learned on my journey to become B, for example, financially free. Again, what I would recommend is to go find creators who you admire and see what they've done in their bio and model it. To be super clear, model does not mean you copy, okay? Don't ever copy, just take inspiration and sort of say, okay, they've done this, I'm gonna add my own spin onto that. But at the same time, don't look at my Instagram bio and model my bio, because my bio isn't optimized, because once you get to a certain size of brand, you have social proof and leverage, and you can start bending the rules. So, you know, just because you look at my Instagram bio says self-mastery, that doesn't mean that is the best bio to have to optimize your follower conversion rate, because it's not. But because I have a larger following, I can get away with that. But no matter what, don't overthink this, because you will change your bio. You might change it next week, or you might change it in 6 months, but you will change it. It is only natural. I've changed my bio hundreds and hundreds of times. So long as you give them a reason to follow you by showing them what value you can offer them and what sort of social proof you have, you're good. If you're on the likes of Twitter and you need to have a header, again, don't stress it. There's no one right way to do a header at all. Take inspiration from a header that you like and model it. I personally am a big fan of headers that have a photo that show that you live your brand. So for example, if you're in the fitness space, have a header as a photo of you deadlifting or something like that. Show that you're about what you talk about. Now you can of course use your header also as a mini bio and use it to give someone further reason to follow you, but you don't need to, it's up to you. Step 4, create your content pillars. So when you're creating content and you're trying to grow, you need to know what you're going to create content and talk about. Now, I believe your brand should be a reflection of you, hence you can and should talk about whatever you like, but you should also know what you primarily want to talk about so that you have clarity, cohesiveness, and are able to attract the right sort of people to your brand. With that, I'm not a big fan of choosing a niche, and instead what I would recommend is that you choose 3 content pillars. These 3 pillars are 3 large areas of life that you're interested in and are actively trying to improve your knowledge, experience, and level of mastery in. If you just choose 3 random areas and you're not interested in them, but they're popping off, they're trending, you will hate creating and you'll eventually quit. If you choose 3 areas that you are interested in, but you're not trying to improve in, your content will stagnate and get boring and you'll not grow. So you need to choose 3 areas that do both, that you're both interested in and you're trying to improve in. Once you have these 3 areas, break them down into 3 subtopics. You now have 9 topics which should form the basis of 80% of your content. The other 20% can then be whatever you want to write about and talk about. So, for example, if one of your content pillars is fitness, your 3 subtopics could be training, nutrition, and recovery, and you would do that for your other content pillars. Once you have these 9 subtopics, you can start creating content around them and have infinite content ideas. Now, these ideas won't happen mindlessly, and it means you have to look for ideas. A big mistake people make with idea generation is that they just Google content ideas for fitness, which in itself isn't wrong or bad, but the problem with this is that the ideas that you then get are not raw, unique, or authentic to you, hence you don't stand out, you blend in, and you don't grow. Instead, start looking for ideas in everything you do in life. In books you read, in podcasts you listen to, in conversations you have, in content you consume, in everything. Again, using fitness as an example, you might be watching a YouTube video and that YouTube video makes you think, yeah, the 3 main things you need to build muscle are training intensity, nutrition, and sleep. That, my friend, is an idea. You want to note that idea down somewhere, anywhere. I personally use Apple Notes since it's super easy to use, it's seamless between my phone and my computer, and there's incredibly low friction to using it, hence I'm more likely to use it. This will of course take some time getting used to, but once you build the skill of looking for ideas in everything you do, you will never run out of raw, authentic ideas that you can use for content, because every idea you note down can and should be turned into a piece of content. So that idea of, the 3 main things you need to build muscle are training intensity, nutrition, and sleep, can be turned into a piece of content that says building muscle is simple when you prioritize training intensity, nutrition, and high quality sleep. Nail these 3 areas and watch your gains skyrocket. Okay, now that is obviously sort of a rough first draft piece of content for the likes of Twitter, but you get the idea. You have an idea, you turn it into content. Of course, your content for the first 6 to 12 months will likely be crap, because content creation is a skill. If you're new to it, you're not going to be good, but you can get good. To get good at creating content, it requires 2 main things. The first is practice, so you need to be creating content daily. I don't recommend batching if you want to get good, simply because of the infrequency of skill exposure when you batch create. So for example, if you create daily, you practice 365 times a year, but if you only create once a week, you only practice 52 times a year. So practice daily and focus on improving every single time you create. Model the style of creators you like. Again, model, don't copy. Take parts of the way they created, add your own twist onto it. This way over time you'll get better, but also find your own unique voice. The second thing is education. Creating content revolves around grabbing attention, holding attention, and delivering value. This requires an understanding of numerous areas to do effectively. Psychology, human nature, persuasion, copywriting, marketing, sales. Okay, that's just a few examples. If you spend time learning these areas over the next 6 to 12 months, combined with your daily practice, the quality of your content will skyrocket, and your ability to make money when you monetize will also skyrocket. Step 5, network and distribute. On social media, the more people who consume more of your content, the more the platforms will push your content out to new audiences and the more you'll grow. However, when you have a small or non-existent following, this is a problem. Nobody follows you to see your content, and hence nobody consumes it, and the platform doesn't push it out to new people, so you don't grow. Now, there are exceptions to this rule, the likes of YouTube and Instagram Reels, which are pushed out no matter what, as so long as it's good. So what you have to do to kickstart your growth is network with other creators around your size, building relationships with them and sharing each other's content. This way, your content is shown to their following, increasing the chances of someone consuming your content, and therefore the chances of the platforms pushing it out to new people. If you don't do this, you will struggle to grow, you will hold yourself back, and you'll stay stagnated. Step 6, monetize. Now, of course, you want to do this to make money. You also might want to create, but you also want to make money. To do that, you have to sell something. With a creator business, the best part is that you're building an audience around you and your life. Hence, if you solve a problem in your life, a select few people who follow you will be willing to pay for your solution to that problem. So once you have solved a problem in your life, or if you've already done it depending on the path you chose to follow, turn the exact steps you follow to solve that problem into a course or a coaching program and sell it to your audience. This is you literally monetizing your mind and the information you have inside. Now, I've done this with a number of courses, such as my new Elite Productivity course Focused, which of course is linked in the description below. So if you want to build an elite productivity system and dial in your focus so you can make more progress in less time, check it out. But the best part about this form of monetization and this business model is that it's a win-win for everyone. Those who want to buy from you will do so, and they will get a solution to their problem. Those who don't, won't, and they will still get free value from your content. Everybody wins. Now, a big question people often have is, when do I monetize? The answer here is to monetize as soon as you have solved a problem in your life. Whether that is on day 1 or day 100, monetize as soon as you have a problem that you've solved and you have a solution to sell. Of course, you might not make much money at the start because you likely will have a small audience and therefore you don't have many people to sell your product or service to. And this is also likely the first business you've ever ran, the first thing you've ever sold. So you won't do it effectively, you won't sell things well, but that is okay. Throughout your entire journey of building your one-person business, and really throughout your life, you have to understand that the fool comes before the master. With everything you do, you have to start somewhere. That somewhere will be at the beginning, it will be at the bottom of the ladder, you will be crap at the thing you're starting. But the only way to get good is at that thing is to be willing to be crap at the start, fail, make mistakes, learn, and then try again. You will never succeed in anything if you're not willing to start out crap. It took me about 2 years to start popping off on social media and get 100,000 followers. It took me 4 or 5 products or services before I made one that was good and sold effectively. But I would never have gotten to where I am today with over 600,000 followers and a multi-six-figure business if I never tried, out of fear of looking like a fool or if I failed and gave up. That is why the one-person business is the best business model. You try, you fail, you're forced to learn and improve, which improves your content, growing your brand, and improves your business, growing your income, and most importantly, it improves you as a damn person. Learn about psychology, human nature, persuasion, copywriting, marketing, and sales. These will help you at both the business and the audience side. Now, there is a lot more that goes into these steps, so if you want more detail on any of these steps, let me know in the comments below, and if there's enough demand, I will make a dedicated video on each of them. But for now, check out my free courses in the description below. They're free. Also check out Focus, my elite productivity course, and Mastery OS, my self-mastery course. Both again are linked in the description below. And my friend, as always, thank you for watching. That is it for this video. Make sure you check out this video here, click that subscribe button, and if you couldn't tell by this video, I am feeling a bit sick, so I apologize for my voice and, you know, maybe a lack of energy in the video, but, you know, the value's still there, the value's still good. But my friend, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.